there's a problem. There's a developing story where it be some way be KSS News. One of our writers or the other was Abu Trica indicted for allegedly defrauding elderly victims of over $8 million in romance scam network.
$8 million.
This was put out by the KSS News, verified source. What I say, KSS News is like the trusted source you get, you understand? And so as them put them there like that, no call Twitter. When you go on Twitter, he's trending. When you go on Instagram, he's trending. On TikTok, he's trending. It is a developing story because the news was put out today, you understand? And so I went to the United States Attorney's Office, Northern District of Ohio, on their official website to verify the authenticity of the news, because we know go just can't put news out like that. And it is on their website, yes, December 11, 2025, for immediate release, U.S. Attorney's Office, Northern District of Ohio. Ohio. Yes, Ohio. It is not the Egyptian footballer, though. This is, okay, let me read the story. Okay. And I'm reading this from the official website of the United States Attorney's Office, Northern District of Ohio. On their official website. Let me read. Cleveland. A federal grand jury has returned a 2-count indictment charging a Ghanaian national with defrauding elderly victims out of over $8 million. According to a recently unsealed indictment, Frederick Kumi, aka Emmanuel Kwadwo Obin, aka Abu Trica, 31 of Swedru, Ghana, was part of a criminal network that targeted elderly victims in romance scams across the United States since 2023. Kumi was arrested in Ghana on December 11, 2025. So he was arrested in Ghana on December 11, 2020, which is today. Today is 11th. Hey. Yes, so he was arrested today in Ghana. So from their official website, Abu Trica is not, I don't know if he has been arrested by the Ghanaian authority and he's going to be handed to the U.S. authority, or he's been arrested by the U.S. authority or the Ghanaian authority and he has been handed to the U.S. authority and he's been, how do they call himself? Deport? No, it's not deported. Then would carry him go U.S. and things.
And he exported.
Yes. According to the indictment, perpetrators of this romance scam used artificial intelligence software to assume false identities and form close personal relationships with victims. They gained victims' trust to obtain money and valuables, often targeting individuals through social media and online dating platforms under false pretenses. Victims were often elderly and engaged in romantic but physically distant relationships with perpetrators. The perpetrators built trust through frequent intimate conversations by phone, email, and messaging platforms. They then requested money or valuables under false pretenses such as urgent medical needs, travel expenses, or investment opportunities. Relying on these misrepresentations, victims were persuaded to send funds or valuables, which were then directed to co-conspirators or co-conspirators posing as third parties. The indictment also alleges that after the victims transferred funds, Kumi worked with a network of co-conspirators to distribute the money from Ohio and across the United States to associates in the Republic of Ghana and other locations. Kumi has been charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud, money laundering conspiracy, and a forfeiture specification, and faces up to 20 years in prison.
20 years?
Yes, if convicted, a defendant's sentence will be determined by the court after a review of factors unique to this case, including a defendant's prior criminal record, if any, his role in the offense, and the characteristics of the violation. In all cases, the sentences will not exceed the statutory maximum, and in most cases, it will be less than the maximum. You understand? So this one, they say, if convicted, a defendant's sentence will be determined by the court after a review of factors unique to this case, including a defendant's prior criminal record. In this, it will be dependent on what? The defendant's prior criminal record. Into a criminal record, do more any times 25. And I'm saying his role in the offense. And what was his role? Was he playing an integral, pivotal role? Was he the mastermind? If that is the case, increase him. What do you say? And the characteristics of the violation. Violation, what is saying, is it that bad? If it is that bad, times 75. Okay. An indictment is only a charge and it's not evidence of guilt. An indictment is only a charge and is not what evidence of guilt. A defendant is entitled to a fair trial in which it is the government's burden to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. So as they stand there, that be where you did. An indictment is only a charge. It is not an evidence of guilt. In the almost court trial, and I say, hey, be Abu Trica hire lawyers. No, nah, bro. I ain't do all these things, but I don't know all these things. No winning or winning. For now, it is just an indictment, and an indictment is only a charge. The investigation preceding the indictment was conducted by the FBI Cleveland Division and is being prosecuted by Assistant U.S. Attorney Brian M. McDonough for the Northern District of Ohio. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Ohio would like to acknowledge and thank the Ghana Attorney General's Office, IOCO, Ghana Police Service, Ghana Cyber Security Authority, Ghana Narcotics Control Commission, Ghana National Intelligence Bureau, U.S. Drug Enforcement Administrations, Sensitive Investigation, a lot of departments, a lot of institutions actually contributed to making this thing like a successful whatever indictment or whatever they call it. So they mentioned what? The Ghana Cyber Security Authority, they mentioned the Ghana Police, they mentioned Economic and Organized Crime Office, and they mentioned what the Attorney General's Office. And it's like a collaboration between the US, the department and Ghana one department, one institutions. Yes. The investigation and prosecution of this case is in response to the Elder Justice Initiative Program originating from the Elder Abuse Prevention and Protection Act of 2017. The mission of the EPA and Elder Justice Initiative is to support and coordinate the Department of Justice's, enforcement efforts to combat elder abuse, neglect, financial fraud, and scams that target the nation's elderly population. Once again, I read this directly from the official website, an official website of the United States government.
Ohio.
Yes, yes, Northern District of Ohio, Cleveland. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is Abu Trica's case. Ghanaian national charged with running romance scams that took over 8 million from elderly victims. But once again, an indictment is only a charge and it's not evidence of guilt. A defendant is entitled to a fair trial in which it is the government's burden to prove beyond to prove guilt beyond reasonable doubt. So this is where we go end up. It is a developing story. He was arrested today based on what I read to you people. I don't know whether he's in the country or he's been, shipped to the US or, what do you keep saying exported? I don't product for your community. Stop that shit, nigga. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be updating you people in subsequent bulletins. My name is Sheldon. I'm out.